talking with somebody about the frustrations about being a Black woman in any like academic, professional space, entertainment industry included, and just like having this resentment for, things being harder for you because of things about yourself that you cannot control. And it reminded me of something that I think is the perfect fucking analysis that comes from my my life. I feel like this is the perfect analogy for what it's fucking like to be us. So I went to the Air Force Academy. I graduated from the Air Force Academy, degree in political science. Don't pay attention to my smoke detector. And it's a very, it's like Ivy League equivalent school. It was understood that it's a little harder than other colleges. But whatever. So my first semester as a freshman, got enrolled in all my classes. I had some pretty good grades. Like I had some B's and C's, which is like a little unnerving to me as someone, who graduated summa cum laude from high school, AP scholar, top 10 or 16% or whatever. But I'm like, whatever, it's fine, because the Air Force Academy, they made it very clear that it's a little more challenging. And so I had like nothing below like a C something. And our midterm grades came back. And I discovered that I had a 2 point something GPA, like failing. I was failing. And it didn't make fucking sense based on like the grades that I saw me having. I'm like, I have a bunch of B's, maybe a C or two. Like, what is going on? What is this? And so what a lot of us didn't know that found ourselves in this predicament, we looked in our student handbook, and in the fine print in the very back, it shows the grade scale, which is not the same as literally every other grade scale in every other fucking school that you know of. How like an 80 is a B minus, a 90 is an A minus, and all of that. The standards that we've been living up to for forever, right? No, not at the Air Force Academy, not at a military academy. I believe, if I remember correctly, because I don't have my student handbook anymore, I threw all that shit out. We look back there, and the chart says basically, according to that scale, a 70 is a D. A 70 is a D, which can very quickly, if you have enough 70s or low 70s, can put you basically down to failing. The entire scale had been shifted to make it harder. Intentionally make it harder than literally every other college. So where I would have had like a 3 point something easily with the grades that I had, not at the Air Force Academy, this means that your effort is worth so much less than it would be at any other school. So even though a B's and C's would mean that you're passing, you're doing pretty fucking good, any other place, at the Air Force Academy, it means you're fucking failing. So I had to go on academic probation, and I had to get those grades fucking up, and I had to, work extra hard. But a lot of us were completely blindsided by the fact that all of these grades had been scaled down. And here's the other fucking thing. The Air Force Academy is so hard that if I were to transfer my credits to another college, if I were to if I were to transfer like my credits to another college, if I had a 2.7 GPA, right, which I may have actually graduated with 2.7 GPA, if I moved to another like normal college, it would be rounded up an entire grade point. So that 2.7 at the Air Force Academy would translate to a 3.7 at another college, including Ivy League colleges, I believe. Basically, like, your effort here at this school produces so much less than it will anywhere else, because they started to make it pretty clear. They're like, hey, this entire experience is designed for you to fail. It's designed for you to fail. It's designed to make it harder for you than any other school in this fucking nation so you can prove yourself. Because we actually like want less of you to make it to the end than we've allowed in. Like, we want that. So we've made it basically, we basically designed this process for you to fail, for you to have to like basically have no life in order to have a perfect, you know, point average. We had like 3 different fucking point averages, grade point averages, an academic one, a military one, and physical fitness one. You know, very few people were able to achieve that without basically having no fucking life. The entire experience was designed for you to fail, but if you were giving that same effort at another college, you would be doing just fine, beyond fine. You would be thriving. That's what it's like being a black woman. It's like you're going to the Air Force Academy and then everybody else around you is going to University of Houston, like UT, Austin, like, you know, Texas A&M. Sorry, I'm just naming Texas colleges because I'm from Texas. But, or shit, even Harvard. Like, you're going to a military academy where your 80 is a C, where your 70 is a D. But if you were going to another college, you would be doing just fine. Beyond fine. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can change. You cannot change the fact that you are at this school. There's nothing you can do. That's how things have been scaled down for you. And a lot of us find that out. We're blindsided by that. We're blindsided. We're not aware of that fine print. Like we weren't aware of that fine print in our student handbooks when we started our freshman year at the Air Force Academy. And now you have to adjust your entire expectations. Like, oh, maybe I won't be able to get a 4.0, you know, and have a fulfilling like college life or college experience. Maybe I've got to realize that it's probably a little more realistic that I'm going to graduate with like a 2.7, which I did. And that's disappointing because you were really set on getting a 3.0 or 3 point something. You believed that it was possible. It's not that it's impossible, but it's just so fucking much harder for you than it will be for anybody else. And you have to grieve that because there's nothing you can do. And the amount of stress, knowing that the amount of stress that you go through, knowing that you, like, we took more credits than any other fucking college requires to graduate with any fucking degree. I'm a political science degree. I have a political science degree. I've taken electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, but like they just made it harder. And there's nothing you can do. And you knew that, and you know that if you were at another school, you would be able to achieve the same results with so much less effort. But that's not how it is for you. And being a black woman, you can't just switch schools. You can't just drop out. You're stuck. You're stuck with that forever. You're stuck with that forever, and you have to watch everybody else be graded on a completely different scale. And the system is very straightforward about it. Like, this is designed to make you fail. And we don't care. That's what it's like. And I fucking hate it here.